have you not?
Hello everyone, Ryan from Squad Up here, and we've got a bunch of news to go over as EA Motive just dropped a new pilot briefing article here about ranks, rewards, and progression. Oh my. This was basically just posted that I saw on EA Star Wars Twitter, shared this link. I was like, cool, we're gonna get new information on progression system basically through either obtaining the cosmetics and the components in game, through your leveling in game, and all the above. So Motive basically starts here in this article by saying and reiterating that this is designed to be a complete game and this is self-contained. All progression, unlocks, and rewards are earned solely through playing. As we expected, that is staying the same. They basically start by saying that there are 3 core pillars to the online experience outside the game modes themselves. It's challenges, operations, and your own level in the game. And in each of those, you can be rewarded with glory, which is the currency for unlocking cosmetics. And then as well, you'll earn experience, which is earned in just about playing anything in Squadrons. That allows you to level up and earn requisition, which is the currency used to unlock components for your ships, to customize your ship through gameplay, turrets, bombs, missiles, warheads, shields, engines, all that stuff, right? We've seen all these things mentioned before. The next main section goes over challenges, which for people who are familiar with most games that are online based right now, these are kind of wrapped up as your daily challenges, both for regular challenges and operation challenges, which we'll get into later as they have a description of operations and ranks later on. These are timed, rotating objectives that you can complete to get rewards while playing. So I assume you'll have a day where a couple challenges pop up, says do this thing, you do the thing, you get the reward. If you don't do it by the end of the day, you have to wait till the next time it shows up on another day. So whenever the daily reset is, it'll rotate out the ones from the day before and rotate in the ones for the current day. These are described as pretty simple objectives that just provide you with glory to unlock cosmetics for your starfighters and pilots, encouraging you to try different ships and components to achieve completion of those objectives. Glory is also earned based on how you perform in a match. So you perform better, you earn more glory. Just play more game, get more cosmetic rewards. Everything earnable. Now, the operation challenges are different because operations in general are described as 8-week cycles that happens in Squadrons, where each operation brings a set of unique cosmetic rewards that can only be earned by completing its challenges, describing that certain challenges offer unique rewards, and that when a new cycle happens and rolls over, any rewards from the previous cycle are pretty much gone unless that exact type of operation challenges returns one day in the future. So you're not completely out of getting a unique cosmetic from an operation if you don't get it in the 8-week cycle, but it might take a while before it shows back up again. They don't say exactly how much, but I think it's pretty neat that we see these unique things available within a certain time period. It allows players to focus a certain 8-week time period if they prefer or like a cosmetic more than others that they've seen, or maybe that Motive will preview some upcoming cosmetics in the next operation, and you could decide to say, hey, maybe I don't want to pursue the ones in the current operation as much anymore. I'm going to take a little break and wait till the next one comes out. I'm going to put a ton more time into that. Unknown for sure, but I think it'd be kind of cool if Motive gave us little articles like just before a new 8-week cycle is about to start to preview some of the upcoming things you can earn as rewards. It's also described here that tied to your 8-week reset is your fleet battles rank, saying that every operation's conclusion and start of new one will reset your competitive fleet battles rank, allowing to reassess your skills within the placement matches, which require 10 matches of fleet battle play to be placed within their bracket system, which the bracket system is described below here in these ranks going from lowest to highest: Maverick, Hotshot, Hero, Valiant, Legend, and Galactic Ace. Very similar to other games out there of online competitive play. Probably League of Legends is the most notable, in my mind at least, where you have these ranking systems. The idea, at least described by Thomas Meer here, is that players, once earned into the next level, being from Maverick to Hotshot, Hotshot to Hero, and so on and so forth, you can't be demoted out of those. But he does describe that in an example that if you're on Legend 3, you can be demoted to Legend 2, but you cannot say be demoted from Legend 1 to Valiant 3. Basically, the system designed to encourage players to improve their skills without being overly punished if you run into some bad luck, which I know probably feels a lot better. When I used to play League of Legends a long time ago, I know I had a friend I played with that was more competitive into it. It felt pretty bad, and he was pretty down every time he went from like gold to silver or whatever is above gold back down to gold. He always got stuck in the area, apparently. At the end of the operation, players will receive glory based on the max rank they achieve rather than their current rank. It encourages players to push themselves to get the highest possible. Even if you got all the way up to Legend 3, if you drop down to Legend 1, you'll be rewarded for being at Legend 3 in the Operation 8-week cycle, which is cool. It recognizes not what you were at the very end, but what you were at your very best. Thomas also mentions that players also will achieve exclusive helmets upon reaching Valiant, Legend, and Galactic Ace ranks for the first time, but they are the same across all operations. So if you don't manage to get it in one of the operations, it's not going to change for the other for the very first time you reach those ranks. Next up, we see more detailing into the direct leveling system, where, as mentioned before, players have their own personal levels. It is linear progression and it does not reset, unlike your competitive rank for fleet battles. It's going to take basically 40 of those levels, which will equate to, I assume, 40 requisition points or X amount of equal requisition points, to be able to unlock every single ship component. So once you hit 40, you've unlocked all the customization you need in Squadrons to make any starfighter build you want in-game. I do like that they've given us this like preview notice of what it's going to take to obtain everything right now. It's not hidden. Overall, this article has given us a lot more information than I expected on the progression system, leveling, and rewards in Squadrons. Motive does go on to reiterate that their goal with leveling is you don't get more powerful, you just unlock more options available to you via the components as you play. If you recall back when Ian Fraser had mentioned in a couple of videos or articles that, say you go and unlock a new laser cannon, that laser cannon is not going to directly be just straight better for you than your current one. It's going to offer you a different type of laser cannon that, say, versus your current one, has better range but has a slower rate of fire, or something along those lines. It's a type of how the weapon shoots, not this is straight better. The article then goes into a little more detail here at the end that talks about occasional bonus events that will play out over time. This is similar to, for people who are familiar with Battlefront 2, when there's like double or triple EXP days or weekends, when there's weeks if they promote a certain game mode or a certain class or hero or something along those lines, and you just get more rewards for it, which in this case will be glory rewards, since Theoretically, it wouldn't be any use for anyone to get requisition points if they're already past level 40. Players will also receive a bundle of cosmetics for completing the single-player story mode and another for completing the Fleet Battles tutorial. Not really unexpected here, just rewarding people for playing all aspects of the game, learning about Fleet Battle in the tutorial, and then playing the full single player, which I'm very excited to play. I sure am not skipping out on that. Now, here's probably one of the biggest parts that isn't specifically highlighted in this article. While almost all of the game's experiences will be built in at launch, we'll still be updating it over time. That they've described that we've seen a few questions about this, but should anything need to be balanced or fixed, we'll be actively taking your feedback to make this the best possible Starfighter experience. Saying release notes will be provided with any updates we make so you can always know what's changed. That is a big deal and something that was not fully clarified up until this point. We knew that they designed the game to be complete as possible at launch. They've said time and time again to not expect DLC. It's not something they currently have planned as part of what they've structured and set up for Squadrons. But we never heard about what's going to happen, say, if something happens balance-wise to the game. For some reason, a certain amount of upgrades on, or certain set of upgrades on the U-Wing or TIE Reaper just bust support classes, and they're keeping everyone alive, nothing's dying, nothing's progressing in game. Or let's say the Interceptor has a combination of like ion missiles and these types of lasers that just shred through people, and it's just all over the place and there's a balance issue. Well, they are going to address anything they feel the need to based upon community feedback and I would assume actual research data to look into it themselves through playtesting. So that is a very good and welcome thing to hear about and learn for Squadrons, that even though this isn't a full live service game, such as, say, MMOs or Destiny or anything along those lines that normally has a much more supported service for their online experience, whereas we still will receive any patches, balancing, or fixes necessary to Squadrons to maintain the best experience EA Motive can create. They go on to close out that we are less than 2 weeks away from launch. By the time this video comes out, it's going to be a week away. And reminder for at least people on PC, at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, September 25th, which is Friday, this video might already be out by then, you can preload Squadrons on your PC through Origins, for sure. The team at Motive is described as finalizing some of the day one patch tweaks necessary, which includes the HOTAS support for consoles and making it the best experience possible. For those who may be wondering, yes, I did end up seeing the Hunted CG short. It was phenomenal. I didn't feel the need to post a video about it because all you would have heard me about was me gushing over it, and it's pretty obvious. It was very well made. Ton of work was put into it from what I can see. Partnering with ILM was amazing for the studio and Motive to create that. So cool. It'd be really cool to get another one, but I'm not expecting that at this point. Now, as a reminder of what's upcoming from me to provide to you with this channel and Squad Up, that once the game launches, I'm going to have playthroughs of the campaign, first impressions of the multiplayer, breakdowns of ship classes and the ships themselves, breakdowns of maps and strategies within fleet battles, probably dogfights too, but fleet battles is going to be much more in-depth, and much more as we get content when the game is here. It's going to be great. It's not all obviously going to happen at once. This will just be over time post-launch in the many months after the release. Also, keep in mind, if you enjoyed any of my videos leading up to the launch of Squadrons, subscribe and click the bell icon for notifications so that right when my videos go live post-launch, you'll be able to know and catch up with all the great new stuff for the game. I appreciate everyone that has already subscribed, that's maybe even just dropped by and checked out my videos commented. I've enjoyed chatting with people as well in the comments. I look forward to flying alongside you in the atmospheres and the stars of Squadrons, maybe even flying against you. It'll be fun and competitive matches, or just chilling out, flying against AI. You know, you can sit back and relax sometimes and still shoot down some AI enemies and Squadrons. But remember, for everyone to squad up together, and I'll see you on the other side of October 2nd.